What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Hey, everybody. Thank you guys for coming. Okay, sorry about that. I had a little bit of an echo. Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. And you guys already know what to do. If you can hear the sound of my voice, go ahead, put your city and state into the chat. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. Let's see. I have my mods here. Anybody that you see with a little blue wrench behind their name, I saw Tasha Rains a little bit ago. Go ahead and acknowledge them. They'll be saying hello to you guys as you come in. I see Ohio is in the house. What's up, Ohio? Okay, let's see. Tampa, Florida, WPB, Florida, Bronx, New York, Chicago, Illinois. ATL is in the house. Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure I have everybody. Okay, ATL, I see ATL. That's Micah Bird. What's up, Micah Bird? I see Daytona. What is up, Daytona? Columbus, Ohio. What's up, Columbus? Virginia, Chicago, Dallas, Texas, Anderson, Indiana. What's going on? New York. What's up? New Rochelle, New York. Let's see. Wellington, Florida. Long Beach, California. Hey, Long Beach. Let's see. I believe it's pronounced Bree, Arkansas. Albany, Georgia. Brooklyn, New York. East Africa. What is up, East Africa? Welcome. Nashville, Tennessee. Dallas, Georgia. What's up? Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for coming in. Tennessee is in the house. Texas again. Okay, y'all. I just wanted to make sure that you could hear the sound of my voice. Welcome to everyone that is coming in. I said this before, I'll say it again. I'm humbled by everybody who come in and join me on these lives. So I cannot thank you guys enough for spending your Saturday with me. Okay, it's late Saturday. Not that late though. I'm trying to make sure I get you guys before the show starts. Hey, what's up, everybody? Okay, so listen, we're gonna get started. Let me get my screen off. Okay, take this down, and then I'll put my screen up. Okay. Okay. Hey, everybody, what's up? All right, let me look at another screen just to make sure that this is showing right. Okay, so anyways, guys, what I wanted to say to y'all is we got a couple of subjects that we're going to get through today. Y'all know that the internet has been rocking for the last week and some change, right? Something new has come out every single day. And that seems to happen right when we are about to go into mid-season finale for RHOA. We get a whole bunch of stories right around then, and now we do. We have some other reality TV stories as well. So we're going to talk about those. Thank you, Nola Darling. Thank you, Tasha Rains. Anybody that you see with a blue wrench behind their name, those are my moderators, and they're here to make sure that you have a good time in the chat. So, no cursing, no being disrespectful, no racial slurs, no homophobic slurs, nothing like that, okay? Y'all can state your opinion. You don't have to agree, but don't fight anybody in the chat. And then they have the power to time you out, but I have the power to block you from the chat for good if things are going awry. So we just want to make sure that everybody keeps it cute and keep it clean, okay? Let's see what else. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to get into things. It looks like I got 176 of you on, which is amazing. So we are going to get right into these topics, okay? Starting with, y'all, let's start with these two right here, okay? Looks like they played a little bit of an April Fool's joke on people. This is Kim and Kroy. Y'all remember they were calling the police on each other every other day. And now they're saying we're really in love with each other, so we're going to call it quits. Kim actually marched herself on down to the courthouse to file a dismissal for her divorce application, and Croy has not yet. But people close to him are saying that he's going to, that he is set up to file a dismissal, I guess, within maybe Monday or Tuesday. But right now, these two are trying to work it out, and a lot of people are trying to figure out if they have something else going on, like maybe somebody saying, we're willing to give you a show if you would like to work out your problems in front of a camera. So the two of them have now decided, let's say this, Kim has decided, even though the story is saying that both of them have, only Kim has filed the dismissal, but they're saying that Kroy is soon to follow. So I wanted to hear your opinions on that, because a lot of people have very strong opinions on Kroy and Kim. People were saying that Kim is all kinds of not good, bad mother, gambler, spent all of his money. What else? Basically, she tore the whole family down. But Kroy, he's saying that's okay. I like it now. So it's now being alleged that he's going down to the courthouse, but everybody's reporting on it. I wanted to know what you guys thought, because again, everybody, let's just say this. Kim came out and made it seem like she was so fancy pants, talking about who was ghetto and who was not. These two calling the police on each other every other day was probably one of the ghettoest things I've ever seen. And now it looks like they have dropped everything to work things out. That's pretty interesting. I'm not sure if they're working anything out, though. I think that they have an offer on the table, even though it has not been yet announced yet. I think they have an offer on the table to show their life, and they're looking to cash in. So I wanted to know what you guys think about that. They still have 4 young children together. Is it 4 or 5? Because I know they had a set of twins too. Why don't I just look up the story to make sure that I get it right? Let's see. They have 4 children. KJ is 12, Cash is 10, and Kane and Kaya are 9 years old. Kane and Kaya are the twins, and they are saying that they have decided they never lost love for each other. Is what it's saying. We never lost love for each other. We still have plenty of love. Now we're just working things out. Even though just last month, okay, what's today, the 8th? Just last month, they were saying that they hated each other. And again, we know what type of person you're going to be if it actually does go to court, because Croy already said, I want the house, I want alimony, I want child support. You're not a good mother. So how you get over those things, I don't know, but we'll see. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about that in the comments, because I thought it was pretty funny when I read it. But y'all can let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. Let me get the next story up. And I might bring a few of you up here to talk about it as well. My next story is this one right here. This is Brat and Judy from the show I Love Judy. Brat is a rapper, rat tat tat tat. She has given birth to her baby boy, you guys. People Magazine has the exclusive, but first time mom, 49 years old, did it by in vitro fertilization. And the two of them are now mothers of a baby boy. Okay. I wanted to know your thoughts on that as well. These are the only photos I could find as a picture of the hand. So, if y'all remember when it was first announced that she was pregnant, People Magazine had that exclusive. So I'm sure they paid a nice penny to the Brat for that. And if you've been paying attention to the show, now she also has a book deal in regards to her coming out as a lesbian and, living the American dream, so to speak. I wanted to know your feelings on that as well. So y'all can come up and talk about that. Who's my next story? Look at this here. This caught me off guard, took me by surprise, shook me. This is a very young couple. They're not married. This is Kiki Palmer and her baby daddy at this point, Darius. Okay. I don't know if you guys watched, what was that show called? It was on HBO. I forgot the name of it. Why can't I think of it? I think it was called Awkward Girl, something like that. Anyways, his brother, Dro, was the character. The character's name was Dro, real tall, light-skinned guy. Anyway, these two are brothers, okay, in the same family. And him and his brother did the exact same thing. They were dating a woman that they got pregnant. And then Insecure, thank you, Finesse. Thank you for that, honey. I had a little bit of a brain fart there. Insecure. So you remember the big tall dude named Dro on Insecure? If you guys ever watch that show, it's a great show. If not, go back and watch it. His brother is Dro, and this dude right here, they both did the exact same thing. They got a girl pregnant, and then a couple of weeks after that baby was born, they disappeared. And this is exactly what he did. Now, I know a lot of people like to act like, you know, well, I shouldn't even say that. Let's say this first. Let me get my other pictures up. He started a little bit of a war online after his woman, Kiki, was seen on stage with Usher. I believe this was in Vegas. I think he has a residency in Vegas. Usher does. Anyway, Kiki came up. Clearly, she's a part of the show. She's famous. She came up there. They sang to each other a little bit. It seemed just cute, fun, but not to Darius. It didn't. He said, or yeah, not to Darius. It didn't. He said, "You're a mom." That's what he said first. He posted, "But why is your why? What's with the outfit though? You're a mom," because he didn't like seeing her cheeks on the stage. Whew. Anyway, a few, maybe an hour or so later after he posted Your Mom, Kiki did a whole photo set where she showed herself in this dress and she gave the little kissy face, like, you'll get over it. Okay. And when she came back home, he had moved out of her house because their arrangement, because I do follow Kiki, their arrangement was that he would be home with the baby while she continues to work and do her career. That's the new thing that the young people are doing now, okay? The women are the breadwinners and the guys are staying at home with the kiddos. That's how it's working, but he didn't like that too much. He said, no, not for me. And so he packed his bags and he left. He said, we live in a generation where the man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother of her kids to showcase her booty cheeks, okay? To please others. He gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family, my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. And then this clown packed his bags and went. First, he's calling her his family, and now not so much. The thing I wanted to show you guys, because I was like, well, damn, just a few weeks ago, he played this little video. Let me play it for y'all.
Y'all see this work? Y'all see this? Y'all see this work? Y'all see this?
So y'all see this work? She's sitting there twerking. This man is literally showing it to everybody, even though it seemed like a problem. I mean, it's the same dairy air that she was bouncing in this video for him that he put on his page. Okay. Didn't say anything. And then he said, my son transformed the buttocks. Okay. That's what it says at Kiki. This was not a problem for him. Just 2 weeks ago, when she was in Atlanta, he was walking behind her with the baby. That wasn't a problem. And then what else happened? Yeah, I believe if not 2 days ago, she had Kamala Harris on her podcast. He was also there with the baby. It feel like insecurity to me. That's what it feels like to me. I want to know what you guys think, because yeah, a lot of people left some comments. Actually, people tore Darius butt up. Let's say that people went after Darius. Kiki has been the same. She has always been a very confident person. She is incredibly intelligent, very smart young woman, very well rounded, knows a lot of things, incredibly talented actress, singer, and other things. I just thought, well, damn, that's not a reason to pack your bags and go. He scrubbed her pictures and things like that off of his profile, unfollowed her. She did the same. But yeah, that's a crazy thing to do when that baby's only a couple of weeks pregnant, or excuse me, a baby's only a couple of months old, and he was previously walking around like a happy father. That tells you how young in the mind he actually was. But I would like to hear from y'all on what y'all think about this. What do y'all think about Kiki kind of, setting them up and saying, hey, listen, you stay at home. I'll keep making the money for both of us, keeping our family okay, and, offering you a platform to do what you do, later, whatever that happens to be. I think he may also be an actress as well, but not as famous as he is, okay? But y'all let me know what y'all, or excuse me, he's not as famous as she is, but y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments, okay? What other story do I have for you guys? And then last up, if you did not hear my video earlier, I posted a video regarding Kimmy, too many K's, regarding Kimmy and Maurice. These two right here. Listen, a lot of you said you don't feel sorry for Kimmy, bump Kimmy. This is what she gets. The point I was trying to make to you guys is Kimmy actually agreed with the fans. She said they have a right to feel how they feel because what this man said was disrespectful. She said he didn't protect me. And if y'all remember on the show, she also said the same thing. She said Maurice did not protect her, that he cares more about Kiowa's reputation and about the son's reputation than he ever has for her. So now we've watched him not protect her reputation, protect her emotionally, physically, mentally, a whole lot of things. People came for Kimmy this season in a way that she's never had people or fans of the show come for her before. And in this particular interview, she actually said, I agree. And she has never said that before. Before, she usually says, and she even said, I typically think the fans do too much. But this time, I'm on the side of the fans. So I thought, I don't know if you guys, even though I put it in the title, I didn't know if too many of you actually got to that because that was a big deal. I think it's a big deal. And I know a lot of people are like, she's a mess, she's horrible. Listen, I just gave y'all a whole list of people who were in relationships or had horrible situations in their relationships. Kim and Kroy, those two were dogging each other out for a long minute. They said some things that a lot of people may not find forgivable. And now all of a sudden they're taking it off the table. So yeah, now we know, even though everybody around them said, Kim and Kroy, they didn't think that this was, they thought that they were really in love, that they'd stick it out into the end. Now they're calling each other drunk potheads, asking for the court to intervene to take full custody of the children. There's a whole lot being done. So I want to know if money is on the table now. And if money is on the table, that means that these two, Kroy and Kim, are no different than anybody else. They are just as ghetto. And whoever gave them the show, assuming it may be Bravo, because who else is interested in that story? But if Bravo did give them the show, are y'all watching this train wreck? Because we already know where they stand. So we saw that. We see this young couple, Darius um, and Kiki, why do I want to call her Kiki Shepherd? Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer, I would think it's a blessing for any man to be able to snatch her up. I mean, she's a catch. She I would think enhance any man's life and make them, greater. But this person said no to that. Couldn't take it. Ego just in shambles. Seeing this young lady out here being adorned by her fans, loved, constantly getting deals coming in because I follow that girl and she's always talking about how she just scored a contract, just scored a movie. She's a big deal and she's going to have a very long career. So I wanted to know your feelings about that because the truth of the matter is, I think everybody has their moments. But yeah, let's see what else. Let me read some of your comments. Let me take this banner down real fast. Okay. Oops, I have this still bouncing around on my screen. Let me take that down too. Okay. Soulstar said, I never watched Kim reality show. Child, me neither. But I was interested in seeing how far it would go. Yes, honey. His ego is in shambles for sure. There, in that same video where you saw her bouncing around just a minute ago, she was actually in Atlanta when that happened. And y'all, he was behind her. She was sitting on some platform. I forget what, but he was walking behind her. And if you could have saw his face when he was behind her, because everybody was taking their pictures and screaming, Kiki, Kiki, he just looked like a doofus. Like he was like, oh, like I can't take it. I don't want to be here. And I saw it in his face then. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but I saw it in his face then. And I said, he's not for this. Even though I'm sure he told her he was, or that, he could, was strong enough for it. He absolutely wasn't. When I tell you he didn't make the decision that night to leave that woman, he thought about that in his head a couple of weeks back, okay? Like Dr. Francis said, the action comes later, but how you plan it, that happened weeks before, even with the breakup. That's not a I'm breaking up. He decided that. He decided to leave his entire family, that baby. He decided to move out of her home. He decided to leave her mother because she even put him on her podcast. She was trying to help him come up. So that was something different. That was something different. Let's see. Someone said Aquila and the Bee. What about Aquila and the Bee? Um, Darius will probably sue her for primary custody so that he can get child support. Baby, I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it. That's for sure. Kiki has a bigger life personality than he can take. Yeah, I saw the brother whose name I'm going to call him Dro because I don't know anything else to call him, but he was all talking about how when they first met Kiki, she was such a perfect fit for their family because she has such a great personality and she's funny and all this other stuff. I was like, child, your brother's weak though. That's the thing. He's weak. And now that the entire internet has told him that he was weak, I don't think he'll still be able to take it. He did her a favor, if you ask me, for sure, but that's still, listen, I agree with you. In hindsight, it was better for her to know. I don't think Kiki would have cared either way because I do believe that she didn't think she could have children without some sort of medical help. She had talked about it a couple of years back. She said she had PCOS and it caused the acne and stuff on her skin. So she was always very open and vocal about her life and who she is. She was talking about weight gain and things like that. And then she figured out something that was helping her and she ended up getting pregnant. So I think that the path for her to have this baby and all that was hers to begin with. But I do also think, oh, here we go. Here's a name. Thank you, Nola, darling. I believe it's Sarunas Jackson. Sarunas Jackson. Child, don't get me the lion. I think it's Sarunas Jackson. Anyway, either way, I think that she was going to have that baby and that's what she wanted, period. However, I will say this. Um, it's still heartbreak for her. It's still heartbreak for her, and she's putting on a great face. She didn't got these T-shirts that's basically telling him to get the step in because she could give a damn. But that's still a lot to process with everything that she has going on. It's still a lot to process. And the only thing that can make it worse is if you were broke. She has money to help her get over some things. She can buy some help to watch the baby and all that stuff, get her mama to help her. But that's not cool at all. Mama Talk said, I told my daughter that he was looking for a reason to get out of the relationship. Baby, yes, I know. Unconsciously, she may have been looking for one also. Okay. Well, I definitely felt that for him. I was like, he found his moment. He typed that in so quick and then tried to argue back with people and then literally was like, I said what I said. I'm gone. I don't give a damn. Um, mm, mm, mm. What sign is Kiki? Um, let's see. Yes, I think she wanted a child. Kiki reminds me of my mom, not personality wise, but my mom actually wanted to be a mother, and she did as well. Yeah, I love Kiki Palmer. I think for the young women, she's a great personality. She stands up for herself. She speaks her truth no matter what. She will shut people down that is older than her. I remember when she was on Wendy Williams and Wendy Williams tried to make it seem like she had an incident with Trey Songz and she was talking about how she had to lock herself in the closet to keep herself from this guy, from this man. This is her story, okay? But anyway, she tells a story about how she was afraid and that he was, yanking the door and she had the impression that maybe he was going to attack her physically. But I remember Wendy Williams tried to act like, well, you should know better and that's your fault and blah, blah, and something like that. And she said, wait a minute, are you honestly saying that it was my fault that this man was going to attack me? And she shut her all the way down. And I could not appreciate it more. She did not crawl into a shell. She said what she had to say. I love the younger girls. I love the younger girls saying what they have to say. I love the younger girls living their best life and not feeling like they have to shackle themselves with these self-imposed bracelets and chains. get from under that. It doesn't keep you anywhere. You're just going to live a horrible damn life. Live the life that you want to live, is what I say. But anyways, I wanted to know your thoughts on all of that. My last story, y'all, well, not story, but topic that you guys can come up and discuss is these three right here, child. Um, y'all see it? That's Coleslaw baby daddy, and a ex-friend of Coleslaw. Okay, y'all know they have been in the news for a minute. The second audio dropped on Saturday. What's today? Today's Saturday, so it would have dropped the day before, maybe like Thursday or Wednesday, maybe Thursday. Anyways, that audio dropped. It was just a part two. So we heard part one where she was still talking about Carson. That seems to be a thorn in her side, basically saying, calling her a stripper, saying like, why would anybody believe her? She's a stripper. Let me see. Why would anybody believe her because she's a stripper? I guess that's what she's saying. And I'm not really for sure why she think that she is so upstanding in her morals and values, because she's not. America, a quote unquote, as she calls herself, America's favorite mistress. Your values and morals is no higher on the platform. But she loves to call this girl out as a stripper, and basically making it seem like her husband, I'm assuming this man is her husband, didn't want her or didn't love her. Again, what are you saying? Like, literally, you're talking about yourself. But she keeps putting that story out there, and then saying, that she never asked her any questions about this tape. That's what she said. And in the same audio for the very first call, she does admit that she has a conversation with Carson about the tape. She just tried to deny that she said anything about asking her a question. She said, my conversation with her sister and her sister's friend, if I'm not mistaken, earlier that day. And then it sounded like she made it seem like she was repeating a conversation that she had with them. Either way, whatever you repeated was still a damn question about whether or not, you should do anything about this tape. In the second audio, maybe she realizes that she said certain things a certain way during the first half. And then it sounds like she tried to switch things up a little bit, basically saying that Martel's going to stand on his own on this one. I have nothing to do with this. At one point, I thought I even heard her say that Martel is in a whole nother relationship and that he's living happily ever after. So assuming that this was a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, when she made this phone call to the blogger, it sounds like her and Martel back together again. So even with that, you keep showing up in this man's life in the worst way. You're not over this. So if he asks you something tomorrow, it'll still happen. Thank you, everyone who is letting people know to hit that like button. I did not say it, but if y'all could hit the like button, let me see where we are. 213 of you have already hit it, but 457, 463 are watching. Please hit the like button on your way in. And if you've been here for a while, hit the like button still, okay? Keep hitting it until y'all get those numbers to the same amount that is watching, if y'all do not mind, which you shouldn't, because again, what's the big deal? So thank you, everybody who is announcing that in the chat too. Let's see who said all strippers don't sleep around. Darnett said, all strippers don't sleep around, but mistresses, that is a part of the job description. Child, okay? There's a lot of strippers who put themselves through law school and all kinds of things, okay? They get a bag and they put it where it's supposed to be. But if I'm not mistaken, when I listened to the Tasha K interview and she asked, how much have you ever got at one time from this man for all of the shit that he has put you through? Okay, my apologies. I have no better word for that. She said $5,000. And I remember like holding my ears thinking, wow, who does that? Your name has been dragged through the mud. You're dropped out of whatever you were supposed to be doing, nursing school, whatever. The fact that at this point in your life, in your 30s, I believe she's like mid 30s now. Y'all can correct me in the comments if you're wrong, if I'm wrong. But you have no idea how fast life has passed you by and exactly where you are. And even though in that conversation, in my opinion, I'm saying in my opinion, because in the second part of the audio, she kept saying to the blogger, she kept looking for validation, like, do you think that I do this? Do you think that I do that? Tell me the truth. Let me know because I'm not sure. And I was like, wow, she's asking her for validation. She's asking her to help her make decisions. Even though you just said you didn't ask Carson, you're asking this blogger to help you. Okay, someone's saying that she turns 33 next month. Oh, she's 33 now. Okay, someone's saying she's 33 now. Someone else is saying 33 next month. So with all that being said, it is easy to believe that you asked that girl, you asked Carson to help you make decisions because throughout the first audio and definitely in the second audio, she repeated the blogger's name so much. I was just like, damn, did she? What is this? What is this? But she was speaking like a little girl, and I'm not kidding. She was speaking like a little girl who's like, Mom, do you think? Mom, do you think? That is how it sounded to my ears. Mom, what do you think? Mom, do you think? She kept saying that woman's name over and over and over and basically asking her, do you think I did the right thing? Tell me the truth. Do you think I should have done this? Do you know I don't bother anybody? You don't believe I bother anybody, do you? I was like, oh my God. Mm, lost, lost, lost. Um, yeah, lost. A grown child. Yeah. And when I was listening, I literally was like, oh wow. I don't know if she has family, if they've heard it, but y'all gotta know that that girl needs extra help. Sometimes people in your family aren't able to give it to you. I don't know, but she needs extra, extra, extra help. Because where she is right now, she is so easily manipulated, whether it is by Martel or by social media, people asking her questions so that they can take whatever they're asking her to other platforms and spreading her business. She's easily manipulated by people she don't know that call, on social media, and she's easily manipulated um, by bloggers, whether she likes it or not. That conversation was not in her favor, even though she seemed like I've never met you, but she considered her a friend in her head. So anyway, those are the things I wanted to ask you guys about. How do you feel about Melody going off? I'm not used to that side, but everyone has a breaking point. That's what I feel. I feel like she has a breaking point. I feel like for the last couple of weeks, when did this conversation come out about this tape? Whenever, I think it was last month or maybe in May. It was in May. So the month of May all the way until now, this tape has been a constant conversation in some way, shape, or form. Even when it died down, everybody's still talking about it. So whether we believe it or not, things do get under your skin. And one of the things that I love about Melody is she's able to compartmentalize and keep moving. Because again, not a lot of people, I know people are like, everybody gets cheated on. That's true. I shouldn't even say that's true. Yes, everybody gets cheated on. What happened to Melody was in public. What happened to Melody was in public, and her healing process was also in public. Not everybody has a public healing process. So when you have that happen and people are relating to your story, and people may be projecting whatever happened to them onto you, because just because you relate to it doesn't mean that her story is your story. So when you're saying things like you're in danger, girl, or whatever those things are, she may be, well, damn, I just came off vacation. I'm not even in this place. But when people put it on her, she also carries that weight. She carries it, whether you think so or not. And just like that, whatever was going on with these conversations about the tape, she had to carry that too. And so for sure, when that, last week, I believe the first audio was released and she hears that conversation, someone's sending it to her, she hears it. Now, all of a sudden, she has to figure out a way to deal with that. I got to figure out a way to deal with that. And I think she may have just been coming back from vacation. I think that's what she said because her kids were going to their father that week. That is a mind fuck, okay? That is a mind fuck, period. So now you have to hear it, you don't respond to it, and then even though you're suppressing it because you got to be good for your babies, you got to be good for your friends, you got to keep pushing and do your business and all those things, what comes in, what goes in, have to come out, period. What goes in, got to come out. And it came out. So I don't fault her for that. I totally get it. I don't think it was she could have did this, she shouldn't have done that. She did what felt right for her to do, and good for her. That's what I say. Good for her. She's not a robot. None of us are. Nobody's a robot. And we have to remember that. Sometimes people reach their limit. She doesn't know this person, or she doesn't deal with this person on a regular basis. And sometimes it just get under your skin, and you got to say what you got to say. So, okay. So I'm going to drop this link for some of y'all to come up and talk about it. If you'd like to leave some comments about it, hopefully we can keep it, a respectful conversation. Here is the link. I'm gonna pin it in a second. And then if you guys want to come up and tell me what you think about all of the subjects we talked about today, you are more than welcome to do so. Okay, so the link is pinned. The link is pinned. What time is it? 16. So I'm going to try to stay on till about 7:50, okay? And then at 7:50, I will probably wrap it up so I can get ready to do my other part of my job here tonight. And if things get really good, I might hold a members only tonight as well, so we can talk about the other two shows. If you guys are interested in it, I'll do a members only, okay? Okay, now let me remove this 1 second. Okay, now I have Lady Keys, I have Hannah. Make sure you guys mic up real fast. I have LaDawn. And then we are going to go in order. Okay. What's up, Lady Keys? How are you? Welcome to the panel.
Hey Diana, hey panel, how are you?
Good, girl. Okay, so we talked about a couple of different topics. Of course, we talked about Ariane and Martel and Carson. That was one. We talked about Kimmy. We talked about who else? Kroy and Kim. We talked about who is my other person? Kiki and Darius. And I just want to know, are you under 30, Lady
No
D's?
ma'am,
No, ma'am.
no
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. You have a young voice, but I wanted to know because I wanted some young people's opinions about some of this stuff too, because I know that y'all do this stuff differently than my generation was taught, but I admire it all the same. Okay, go ahead, Miss Lady D's.
Okay. Yeah, I'm over 40. But um so that doggone Martell and Ariane.
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh wee child. When Melody said, I will whoop your
For
I
sure.
said, okay.
I need Relly to come up, okay? Get yourself up here. She says she's 33. Get up here. If you're under 40, come on up because I want to hear you guys' opinion on some of this stuff because I know that different generations were raised differently. We have different thoughts. Even though my thought tends to be more on the get it side, but I'm sorry about that,
Right.
lady. Go ahead.
Oh, you okay, girl? You okay? This your show. Um, but yeah, I was like, okay, Mel, just do what you gotta do, but don't get caught. Don't get caught.
Mhm,
'Cause, if you get caught, you might go to jail. I'm just saying, girl. But yeah, go ahead, do what you gotta do. Yank her a couple of times, then send her on back in the streets. And
mhm.
when she said that, I said, okay. And Troy and Cam, I really don't care.
Okay.
They they get a
Do you
divorce
think
or
that the
don't get a
story
divorce.
is
I don't want to see
ghetto?
your show.
Huh? Do you think their story is ghetto? Do you think that they're doing this for money?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most
Okay, or do you
definitely.
think that they have forgiven each other for all of the garbage they have been saying about each other for the last 2 months? Do you think that that's legitimate?
I don't know if he forgave. I don't know if Troy forgave her, but
Okay,
him. The way she is, most definitely, she probably forgave him and went on about her business and said, "Oh, let's make this money, honey, and we can go on about our business after that."
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Kiki
and
and
then
Darius.
yeah, Kiki and Darius. Oh my gosh, beautiful baby, beautiful girl. He's a scumbag for leaving her with a baby. She just had the baby. Come on now, you can man up, man up. Just be a man about it. If you mad about something that she did with her body, but you had her body on camera a couple weeks ago before that incident happened, but
For
you mad,
sure. For sure.
boy, bye.
For sure.
And
For
then
sure.
that doggone Maurice and Kimmy.
Yes.
Mm,
What do you think about Kim? The fans are right for feeling the way they feel about what this man did because people have had some strong feelings from saying I'm going
yeah,
to whip his ass to a urologist said um, I think he said something like I wish you impotence, something to that extent. Like people were wishing bad on this man, but she said they have a right to feel exactly what they're feeling. They're not wrong.
right. Yeah, we're not wrong because it's definitely disrespectful for you to sit up there and tell your wife to lay there and take it, or she going through cancer, man. Man, I mean, my mom, she passed away of lymphoma cancer, so I get it. You cannot do extra to a woman that is going through chemo like that. You just let her body get back healed before you try and get it in. That's just disrespectful.
Was disrespectful. And I'm gonna tell you the other thing that I thought was disrespectful. And I said this in my video earlier. You guys should listen to it if you did not hear it. But when you are told that a loved one has an illness that is typically fatal, she had the most aggressive form of breast cancer that there is. Typically, especially for Maurice's generation, typically, I mean, excuse me, not Maurice's generation, for someone like Maurice who is a researcher, okay, typically what you do is you will go and Google things like, I need to know everything about this. I need to make sure that what the doctor said is accurate. I need to see if there's anything else out there that we should be doing for her to ensure her 100% complete healing. For him to say, I'm not in her mind, so I don't know. Like he literally left her out there by
Yes.
herself. And I was like, but as her husband, when she was at her most vulnerable, she trusted you to know what she couldn't say and for herself in those moments. That is what family and partners and spouses are supposed to do. You're supposed to think out everything in that space for your partner because that's when they're down. Just like she was still thinking about him when she was down. I thought that was repugnant. That was so disturbing to me. But Kimmy
Yeah.
looked like she was being shot in the heart every time he talked. She was just like
Mhm.
wincing. She was wincing when he was talking. She didn't think she was, I'm sure. I think she thought she was just sitting there, but her eyes kept bucking open like, "Oh my God, oh my God." And even
Yeah.
in the second part that got released today,
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
it was Funky Dineva who said, "Kimmy, you're not talking, but you have a look on your face. Like if she saw her face, you have a look on your face, and I know something's wrong." And she was just like, well, he's not saying things the right way, and I don't want to interrupt him, so I'm just listening. And then when Claudia went in and said, y'all got a problem, and I know this because I would used to be you. So what he said was foul. It was bullshit. I think she cursed way more than that. But she was like, there's no way I would deal with a man like that. And the two of them just sat frozen. I was like, baby, it's
Yeah.
on. I don't care. It's on. Y'all have been able to hide everything else and say that the fans were wrong. But Kimmy said that the fans were right this time. And for them to just sit there and not say a word following that, they didn't say, you're wrong. They didn't say, working on this. They just sat there broken, both of them. And I was like, we just saw a crack that I don't think I've ever seen on the show. Let me read this comment real quick and then I'll let you finish. Eat Well said that I'm
Oh,
okay.
I'm done. I was
Oh,
done.
Okay, honey.
Thank
Uh,
you, hon.
you're welcome. Eat Well said, I'm
Mm.
okay with Melody taking this moment to express her anger, but I would encourage her to quickly rebound so as not to risk things that are important. Martel and Arion are not worth it. Thank you so much for blessing the channel. And I don't think I finished my sentence when I said Melody is able to compartmentalize, like people we don't actually see do. Like she can have that moment and then she'll be dancing and singing the next moment, which we also saw her do. She's not laying and staying in her funk. She literally is letting people know, I'm fine. I think she said that the next day, I'm fine. And I want y'all to be fine because I've already, made steps for what I need to take or do next. So, anyways, thank you for blessing the channel. And now we're going to go to Hannah Grace. What's up, Hannah?
Hello, DYANAROZAY and panel and guest. Hope everyone is having a great Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I want to just start with Kim and Troy.
Okay.
Maybe they just decided to put family first on this one. I'm not sure if money is involved or what. So maybe they just decided, look, we're just going to go ahead on and try to reconcile and hopefully it'll work out. If not, then 6 months down the road, they may go ahead on and file for divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And Kiki and Darius, see, when I say they're putting family first, this Darius guy, he seemed like he's for himself. He didn't think about his son. He didn't think about his Kiki's feelings or anything. He just like, hey, he was so self-centered when you talking about this, because this is so superficial to talk about this woman on stage. You saw her leave the house when she was dressed like that, I'm pretty sure.
You saw the outfit show up for sure.
Right. And that's, entertainers wear stuff like that. So, I mean, and like, again, I'm just saying he's self-centered. So he's like, hey, I'm upset. It's all about me. So I'm just going to leave y'all where y'all are. I don't care. Mm-hmm. That just seemed like that's what I'm saying. And in the long run, she's going to be better off. And I'm hoping that this guy, and I guarantee you a month from now, 2 months from now, he's going to be like Martel trying to file for primary custody so he can get some child support so he can, live off somebody else's earnings. And I could be wrong, but I'm looking for that. That's probably what's going to happen with him.
Okay.
And Kimmy and Maurice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kimmy. Yes, she said that that her husband was disrespectful and didn't take her feelings into account when he made the comments.
Mm-hmm.
But that's who he is, and you understand that when you take up for him, and that's exactly what you were doing when you said that she was the one that decided before the marriage that she wouldn't allow him to go 7 days without having, making love to her husband. Right. Sometimes you don't know what to say on these platforms, but you know what I'm saying. She said that. And then she said at this point, it had been 14 days. So what, lady? You were sick. It could have been 14 years. If you were still sick, he should have been able to wait. And so when she put that comment in there, it erased the other point where you said that you understand viewers' comments about him doing that. Don't you understand? This is a grown man and you continue to take up for him. And then you get upset with him and with others because you're putting yourself in this position.
Well, and I'll say, as a wife and husband and wife, they should take up for each other at some point. They came onto the platform, in my opinion, they came onto the platform in order to make all the conversation that was being had around it smaller. Like, listen, we're good. Like for Kimmy to say, I wasn't in pain. It was something I wanted to do. Like she's giving you all this history, and for him to go the opposite way and say, listen, I'm not in her head. I don't know you do know that she just got diagnosed with the worst stage of cancer. You do know that she was like taking a very, what do you call it? Her chemo treatments were like the most aggressive form of chemo, like her treatments. You were there when she was sitting under blankets, cold as hell, trying to get those treatments and taking her home. You know that, like for him to act like he didn't see any of that. That's BS. That is the part I was like, oh my God, you two are on two different planes. Just like Claudia said, y'all are thinking very differently. You are saying, hey, he said it, it was the wrong choice of words, but you're basically protecting him. He's saying, I said it, I don't give a damn.
Right on, Dyana.
The fact that he did it like that and then basically left her by herself, like, I may be married to you, I may know you have cancer and was going through treatment and chemo, but you didn't say no to me. Most people, this is what he said, most people would have been more vocal and said no, or whatever those things were. They wouldn't have put themselves out there if that's not what they wanted to do. And I was like, you can't be a grown-ass man and think that, because people, especially in relationships, do things they don't want to do every single solitary day. That is a part of the relationship. It's called compromise.
That's right.
People, I'll do this and you do that if I know that you are protecting me and have my back on every other end. Maurice, at 40 something years old, he is not a good husband. He does not deserve to be married. Kimmy, I don't know what's going to happen after this. I don't want to whatever their marriage is, but all I can say is you didn't make that situation better. If you thought people were saying, Kimmy, get out now, but they are definitely saying it now. Get the hell out. Get out. Pack your things, or pack his things, and make him go. Because that storyline, I know she said, can we kill the storyline with Tisha? But that's a storyline that's going to end everything. It ended, and that wasn't even on the show. That was on the damn on the internet. So we'll see how that plays out. Anyway, sorry, girl. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. But here's the thing: you said he knows this. He know what she went through. He knows that.
He watched because I don't know if you know, but have you seen someone go through chemo?
No,
okay.
Not.
When I tell you, it is heartbreaking to watch someone go through that. We saw Kimmy on the show breathing hard, walking from the couch to the chair. You know what I'm saying? And what's wrong with you? There's no way. There was two scenes that she did. One when she was in the theater room, and another where he was giving her a foot bath, and she looked like she wanted to throw up right then. She was completely, everything in her. She was holding her head up with her hand. And I said, I know what that looks like. I know what she feels like. She is still agreeing to do these scenes because she feels like her life is a testimony. For that man to have dogged her and said, I don't know what she was going through. I don't know what's in her head. I would have kicked him up to the moon. I would have kicked him into the moon.
But here's the thing, though. Yes, he knows that. He saw that. She knew it too. She knew exactly what she was going through. But here's the problem. She put herself in a position to want to put him first. He doesn't know how to put her first. He doesn't care. She knows this. There's nothing she can do or say. She knows it. She knew it before. She has been just putting up with him. We saw this from the beginning of the show when he told her that he was going to bring his ex-wife and their son to Huntsville and put them in a house and all of this. She's been saying all of this time that he doesn't take her feelings in consideration. But again, Maurice is who Maurice is. And for her to continue to treat this man like a child, we have been saying this even before she got sick. She should have stopped it way back when. Now, it's almost like she's just at the end of her ropes when she wouldn't have to go through all this pain of carrying this burden of this, not only of her sickness, her livelihood and everything else. Now you got this ton of weight of a no good man who doesn't know he's no good. He thinks he is what these men be talking about. I can't remember what Martel them be calling themselves. Talking about I can't remember. It's whatever it is. It's like they're an elite group of men. No, you're not. So this is my thing again with Kimmy. I have been saying this too long. She has been taking up for him for too long, and now it's time for when it comes time for him to take up for her. He is too proud to say I was wrong. Claudia kept asking him to rephrase what he said. He still wouldn't do it because he said if Kimmy doesn't care, it is only what Kimmy, Maurice, Munster, Jalen, and myself. Whatever we say hurts us. That's all I'm concerned with, no matter what these people are saying. But you're making your wife look really, really bad. And again, she needs to stop taking up for him, stop bailing him out. And that's what Funky Dineva told her. He was not Funky Dineva. Claudia told her, "You taking up for him. You know." Point blank, and she knows this, so she looks so sad, and I do feel bad for her, but only to the point where she is the only one that's going to be able to stop this. Maybe she can say, "Look, I don't know."
Listen, I'll say Oprah Winfrey said it best. God talks to you in a whisper first, okay?
Mm-hmm.
First, then he might tap you on the shoulder, and then he knocks you in the head. Something like that. Either way, it's a whisper. People were saying it. It was something she was used to. Just because she gets on television now, people are telling her what they see. It may not match up with what she believes her reality is. What I heard her say was what Maurice did during that recap was the first time what people were saying matched her reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's her choice how she chooses to move forward,
Right.
but it's hard to watch.
Right. If she wants to get out of this, she can. She's just going to have to come up with a plan. And again, I'm hoping that she's doing that. The last thing I wanted to talk about was Martel, Ariane, and Carson Blue. When I looked at that video, part 2 and part 1, I did see that. My conclusion is Ariane know that she was in trouble when Carson Blue came out and said that, she gave us the information about what Martel allegedly asked Coleslaw to do. Now this girl is she's in between a rock and a hard place. Now she got to get something. She got to. That's why she was panicking on that tape, in my opinion. She has to get Martel out of this now. Her big mouth ran and got him into this stuff. Now she's trying to get him out by trying to make Carson look like she's trying to.
The audio on Saturday, she said, or the audio that just dropped, she said, he's on his own. This is Martel's to get out of. Doesn't mean that that may have been how she felt during the phone call. Right now, she might be thinking something completely different, because she also made it seem like he was in another relationship during the first phone call, and we know that they're still together.
Oh, no, she called that lady to play the lady. She thought that she was playing the CC. She wanted to put her out there to, get her on her side, put this information out. And that blogger did put that information out about Carson Blue. But it backfired because Coleslaw put so much information in that tape that was detrimental to her and Martel. But the bottom line is she called this lady to try to get Martel out of trouble. No matter what she said, her and Martel been together all this time. They've been plotting all this time. And I think he's been plotting with to steal money from the lady in Atlanta, Sheree, and whoever else he could plot to get this money from. And him and Coleslaw are in it together, and they're going down together. That's just the bottom line. And I'm glad Melody told her to pull up on me. Look, I'm tired of y'all. And I think this is strategic too. Melody getting her to talking because she knows she can't shut her mouth. And she's getting information that's going to help her in her case to put her and Martel, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. So, and she can't blame nobody but herself, because actually Martel put her up to do it. And they are the world's dumbest criminals. And for that, they belong under the jail. And that's all I got to say about that. Thank you so much, Dyana, for letting me come up and share. And y'all have a great Saturday.
Thanks, Hannah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, next up, We have LaDawn. What's up, LaDawn?
Hey, Dana. I feel like I haven't spoke to you in years. I missed you.
Oh, I miss you too. Child, what you say? What's going on?
All right. So I'm going to do the trailer park trash first because that's easy.
Kim and Kroy?
Kim and Croy, trailer park trash. I think.
Let me say this too. I don't know if they have a show. I was just alleging. It just seemed like an awkward pair back up. So that's why I said it feels like money. But go ahead.
Well, I feel like this. We know when money's flowing, everything good, everybody happy. When money starts getting tight, everybody start churning on each other. They were panicking, they were arguing. It was getting crazy because trailer park ghetto trash act like that. Okay? I don't expect anything different. I don't care if they act like that. I only care when our folks, our color act like that out in public. That's when I get mad. You understand?
Let me say, we don't do it as much as they do it, even though people. So listen, the internet is the great equalizer. Start paying attention to all folk.
Absolutely, but I wouldn't watch nothing she's on. That's for sure. I wouldn't give it to her like that.
Okay.
But so I believe that now, because I've been hearing some little birds chirping, allegedly, that she might be returning to Atlanta Housewives. So I'm thinking because she's getting ready to get some money coming in, they finally said, well, let us just try to get this together, because if we leave each other, we're just gonna be homeless and broke together, separated. We might as well try to keep our keep dippy heads together. You know what I'm saying?
The money if we can get this money in, we can play like we love each other. Because literally, they said some nasty things to each other in public.
That's because they know each other best. They was hitting deep.
For sure. Okay.
Because you ain't going to talk about me and my parents and then be laying up in my bed.
Okay. Stealing my valuables.
Okay. I don't think so. Why would you want to be sticking your thing up in this old unfit mother, this old stinking drunk? Why?
Okay. Stopping me from going into the bathroom. There's too much going on. Telling me that my friend was about to get a kidnapping charge.
Nah.
Please.
Nah, you're doing too many things now.
Many things.
So, yep. So that's how I feel about the trailer park trash. Now, let me tell you about KeKe. I'm so proud of young Black women like her. Because we got so much of the other kind. There's all kinds in the world. The world's a melting pot, okay? But when I see my young Black sisters like her, with her sass and brains and multi-talented, okay? Business boss woman that she has not stopped working consecutively for years.
She calls herself Big Boss, don't she? For sure.
And let me tell you something about that wannabe. His brother may have gotten into some doors, but he didn't get into those same doors. And he was willing to be a kept man because he thought it was going to be his way to try to come up. He thought, how when Beyonce and Jay-Z or Rihanna and ASAP go places, they be like, Rihanna, ASAP. They say both names. But when KeKe walked by with him, he in the back, they saying KeKe and not him. He started noticing that he was getting green and jealous and envy inside. Like, all of it. That KeKe always was dressed accordingly, depending on what situation it was. If it was this kind of event going on, she dressed like this. She's a class act. If this is going on, because she is young and got a body, she'll dress like this, but still tasteful. You understand? Because that dress, actually, I think it was in a different color, but I forgot who wore it, but they wore it this year on the BET Awards. So it's not like that's not the newest thing out right now. Somebody else just wore that. That's a new thing out. She looked good in it. You just mad because she's roaming in the circles that she's roaming in, and you're jealous. Okay, because you had no business going out on the internet saying something, especially That's another thing about these traditional men, but don't live the traditional man life. Okay? You want to talk about your wife with your wife, that she ain't your wife.
She ain't your wife, and you could have sent that shit in a text. You have
Okay?
internet.
Text me, DM me. Anyway, so he's a hater, and I'm so glad that KeKe didn't entertain that bull crap. She said, bye, deuces. Go back on your mama's couch, because I was made before you came. You didn't make me. I was trying to make you. Get out of here. And if you keep being cute, I'll make you pay some child support and be my babysitter when I got to go on some money runs.
Child, listen to you. Okay, girl.
So that's how I feel about that.
Everything was facts. Okay.
So now with this Kimmy bamboozled me.
Okay. What?
For the simple fact, I thought she had a little strength in her and dignity.
Okay.
She has stripped herself, and the excuse she uses. First of all, ladies, don't ever go in anything with a contract, because life happens. Things are subject to change. How can you hold yourself to a contract? We ain't talking about a broken leg. We ain't talking about a dislocated shoulder. We ain't talking about a hysterectomy. We talking about the big C, and the most deadly. She didn't have to say it. You should have had the common decency to say, not even say, even if you felt it, grab that Vaseline. But you let that woman rest. It shouldn't have even been a topic. It should have been a conversation. You shouldn't have burdened her with that. Because like Kimmy know you, you know Kimmy. You know she's going to eat how she feels up for you. Just like when you plopped that son on her. You knew she didn't want to start from scratch. She knew you wasn't responsible. That you wasn't on hands.
That's true. That was a counseling meeting on the show. Where they sat down to say, I don't want to be a mama to a young baby anymore.
She cried.
I'm grown.
She cried.
And she said, I know he did not do what he's supposed to do.
And he did her shoulder just like a idiot, a selfish son of a bee. He rubbed her shoulder. I'm sorry, babe, but it's still happening. What comfort. And by the way, I'm going to put her in one of our houses so she don't got to pay rent. I'm going to pay their moving expenses. What? You ain't even working. I'm the one helping you go through school. How dare you? But she accepted it. She accepted it. And then you're going to come on here with this bullcrap excuse with, they're right. They are. They have a right to their feelings. They're right. But that's my husband, and it is what it is.
True.
No, it's not. Oh, well. I'd rather you not have shared that, because you're very reckless with your process.
Right.
There are women out here that really are suffering with that same issue, and their husbands need to be looking at other men to learn how to deal with it. And you got this idiot being reckless with his message.
Right. Exactly.
And Kimmy, you're standing by it, because like a lot of them women on them shows, they keep putting the cover over these no good men.
Right.
And that's why I can't take what Kimmy said. Y'all are right. Don't patronize me. We know we've been right. Stop it.
Well, what do you think about Martel?
With Martel, I'm glad the girl keeps running her mouth. Mel handled it the way she handled it, even if it's different than the way I did. I'm glad she had more sense than me, because when you are patient and you handle things through the law, then you get a better result than you getting yourself wrapped up in the law or lawsuits. Because if Mel puts her hands on that girl would do nothing but sue Mel, because they're broke.
Yeah, and I don't think that
and it ain't worth it.
I think her intention was to let her know that I see you.
Right.
I see you.
Right.
I'm not a punk.
That's right. And that's what I liked.
And
Let them all know.
you want to say and do. And that
Right.
was the message more than anything else.
And that's what I took out of it. That's why all those chirpings and people saying what they saying, that's Mel. Mel got her. We all are different. We're individuals. We
Right.
handle things, we talk, our wording is different, even if it means the same at the end. The end result is the same. The way we get there is different. The way we talk, the way you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Mel handled it the Mel way. I
Right.
wouldn't expect it nothing different. And I'm just waiting to see the end result of this. That's all. And I agree with you. You know, people don't give her enough credit. She's the one that went through this. Not only did she do it in public, in a humiliation in public, with a side chick coming at her in public. Not only that, Mel has risen and came out on top, even 10 times forward. We have seen it. We see the glow. So whatever her process is, we see it working for her. So she's going to handle her business and take care of herself.
You're right. People, and that's what people keep. I wish they would stop saying, this happened to everybody. Listen, it may happen to people. It's just that her process of how she handled it was different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people admire. So that's what I appreciate. People get drunk. People act a fool. People do all kinds of things in the streets. This is the first time we have ever, in the time that she has gone through this process, directly say to this girl, listen, I'm tired and I want you guys to keep it up.
Right.
Even then, it was that moment, and the next day she was on to something else, and that is what is important. So I agree with LaDon. Let's get to Miss Golden so I can keep y'all moving before the show comes on, okay? Sorry about that, Miss LaDon. Are you in my members only? LaDon,
Yeah.
you are? Okay. All right. Look for the link for a little later, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Ciao.
Okay. Hey, Golden.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, honey. What are your thoughts?
I have been waiting. I'm so glad you did a live today. I have been waiting. I was like, I'm gonna bug her.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm happy to chat. I'll start with the hotmess.com, that is Kim and Croy.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen ghetto in public like this before. Um, I don't know if I now believe that they were gonna actually get a divorce, because nobody does and says the things that they were doing, and then all of a sudden just be like, "Oh yeah, we gonna stay together. Yeah, I still love him." I'm not seeing that. And interestingly enough, Kim's older daughters, the ones that Croy adopted, they was like, "I'm gonna stick beside him."
Yeah, I did a story about that.
Yeah, they was like,
It seemed like they were siding with him.
"Yes, I'm there. I'm there. He's taking care of us."
Exactly. Mom might have to leave the house, but I'm not leaving the house.
Yes. I do believe, like, if there was someone who we could say was the, what is it that fool say, the dominant parent, it
Uh,
obviously was Croy.
yeah. Agreed.
With Kiki and Darius,
Uh-huh.
they weren't equally yoked. That boy wasn't ready for her.
Right.
Um, Kiki has a beautiful baby. She let that little child go. She don't need to. She looked good with Usher. She did her thing up there when he brought her on the stage, and she hit a note. Yeah, boy, be mad. Bye.
She was performing.
Yes. I mean, it's like, like, this is Kiki been that girl. She didn't just start being that girl.
Definitely been that girl. I agree.
Kimmy and Maurice, I feel like from day one, we have watched Kim's personality sort of shrink on TV anyway, to, make Maurice feel better about himself.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that's like, for me, because Kimmy was one of the characters, number two under Mel, like Carson did. Number two under Mel, she was definitely one of the strong, women on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Such a stark contrast to, Letitia. So, but like, her voice got different. All of a sudden, it was like this little baby voice.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't think that she should have started out with something lighter
Mm-hmm.
than, what is it, TGIF?
Mm-hmm.
She should have started with something a little bit lighter because I knew that was going to be what it was when
Mm-hmm.
they went on there. No matter what, Kimmy is always going to protect him in public, even though he's shown us he never will protect her in public.
Okay. I
For
mean, she
him,
said that out
huh?
loud. She said that he does not protect me.
Yeah, from day one. I mean, like, she really has. She really has. I
I
just,
never heard her say that until the review, until the TGIF thing,
mm-hmm,
until 2 episodes ago when she said it's really important for him to protect Kiowa and Monster's
yes,
reputations and things like that. I never heard her actually speak the words. I just heard her say, Maurice is, how does she put it? Maurice does and says certain things because he's afraid that Kiowa won't let him have Monster. But now
yeah.
you have Monster. Now it's something else. This is the first time she's ever said he doesn't protect me. And I was like, that's a big thing to say. That's a huge thing to say,
It is.
especially when you're at your most vulnerable. That's a huge thing to say.
She went from, like, what would she say in the beginning? She would say, "You never stood up for me.
Yep.
You never stood up for me." And I think it definitely has become bigger than that for her. Um, there is no way in the world that anybody should barter with me doing what a husband is supposed to do. You're a husband. You didn't do anything special. You married this woman. Y'all had been together years before. Why would you not be there? Why would you not take her to her treatments?
Hmm.
I don't even understand that. It was like I do for you, you do for me. That's not a kind of a reciprocal, this is what I'm going to say. It's not. It's
Hmm.
not. You're
Hmm.
supposed to do that. Like, that's nothing extra. That's like being a daddy. You don't get to babysit your kids. These your kids. Being
Hmm.
a daddy, you don't get extra credit for that. Mel, I was living for Mel. She
Okay.
did what she was supposed to do. It
Okay.
was the perfect time for
Mhm.
her to say what was on her mind. She showed Lil Tink Tink that her ass cannot go toe to toe with her. And I want to remind Lil Tink Tink that Mel already pulled up on you, girl. She pulled up on you. You wouldn't open your door.
Right.
So don't play it. Don't play it. She could just go sit down somewhere and figure out how she gonna pay for a lawyer. Maybe Miss Wanda will come and help her since she loves her so much.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
I'm gonna step down so we can all go watch the show. I've enjoyed it.
I love you. Thank you.
You're welcome, dear.
Okay. Bye bye. Okay. Is it Josie?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Hi, Josie. How are
Hey,
you? This your first time up?
I think my second time.
Second time? Okay. So, what do you think about the topics today?
I really wanted to just say about the Kiki Palmer and Darius situation. Like, that was so disgusting to me. How dare you come to social media to say something like that? Like, you're a mom, okay, and Cardi B gets on stage and dances and looks sexy and performs and goes home to her husband.
Do a
So
little more than that, too. She's
I
done a little more than that on stage, Cardi B. But Kiki's been respectable.
very, and it's just like, well, allegedly, I don't know for sure, but someone said that he quit his job and now he's the stay-at-home dad. With all of that going on, with Kiki being a moneymaker, I mean, let her go out and have some fun. She just had a baby, and you have the nerve. Like, these people have been dragging him. They done went back to his Twitter, done pulled all types of tweets that he was saying and about Trump and everything. That's just crazy. And I heard he deactivated his social media because of it.
He did. He definitely deactivated his social media because at the end he was a whole clown. He was
He
a whole,
was.
and the thing that I breaks my heart for her is that I know she thought she had her family.
I
Like
know.
was always so happy about this man and trying to put him in stuff. Oh, we got this family podcast and he and my mom was on it. And I was just like, this man literally, he plotted, he planned, like Marceau planned to go to Africa. He planned to
Right,
go with this woman. It was bad.
right.
I didn't like it.
And her baby shower, she was just glowing. Oh my gosh, she was so beautiful.
I
And for this to happen, man, I am so sad that is so disgusting. And I hope that I know she said that that's her man or whatever, but girl, you kind of like up here and he down here, so you can go and find you someone better, honey.
I think right now because she said it's over. I think she said big boss something. She started selling t-shirts to let people know I'm moving on. And I like to see that type of resilience, but I also know that it's painful. I know it's painful.
Yeah,
She got to keep it moving. But she had a plan in her head for how she was going to have her family. Kind of like what is that young lady, Tabitha Brown?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tabitha Brown, like, listen, I know I watch her all the time, and she's always talking about how when she was doing this internet stuff, her husband was like, "You go play whatever it is you do, and I pay the bills." And she said the day he realized that the money that she was bringing in from the internet paid everything, he had wrote a check for the house and they returned his check, the mortgage. They returned the check. And he took off work and went marching down to the bank and was like, y'all didn't take this check and it's, this is your damn fault, blah, 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 like, having a fit. And the branch manager came out and said, your mortgage is paid. And he had to go sit in that damn car looking around like, what? He came home. She said that he came home and he just said, how much money do you have? And she told him. And he still went to work every day until she said, you are a police officer and anything can happen to you. Like, you got to stop. You got to stop.
Right.
And we can figure this out together. But that young man, I don't even think he was doing anything important, to be honest. I feel like
He wasn't.
his ego couldn't take that KeKe was in the limelight. That's it. That's it. And for him not to have put his baby first and sat back and said, am I making more of this than what it is? For him to have gotten dragged the way he got dragged, because now it's going to be hard for you to even go back. That's how much of a clown you were.
We don't want to see you come back. Just stay away, child, because that you did way too much. Way too much.
I agree. Did you have any other things you want to talk about with the topics today?
As far as the Kimmy situation, child, she like it. I love it. If you gonna sit there and gonna deal with that man and just gonna roll over and just take it, I could never. I could never just sit there and be thinking about, oh, I got chemo in the morning, or I might be going through this. Like we're not even married, but my boyfriend would never, like, if I'm so much as cramping, he was like, oh, you want me to go get your heating pad? You want some tea? You want this? You want that? But this is life threatening. This lady, thank God, she's doing better, but
yeah,
I can't even imagine myself in that type of situation. He will be to the curb. He will be gone.
Yeah. And she knows that stress is not good for her body even now.
Yes.
Where she said, I'm still trying to get my energy back. Like, that's the thing that's still not with me. Everything else is good. Your energy is going to stay in the dumps as long as you have this person dragging you through the dumps. That's just how it is. That is crazy.
Then he dropped his teenage son on her.
Yeah.
Monster sits up in his room for hours. Where's Maurice? Where are you at? For him to sit up in his room for hours and hours and hours. Kimmy might be downstairs, nauseous, sick, going through it, and Maurice is just gone. Where are you at?
Child, all of it. Every single bit of it. We know where he is. He's not at home. He's out doing whatever he's doing that no one's allowed to talk about on the show. That's
that part.
That part. Okay, you guys. So I am going to I'm going to sign off now, but I do appreciate you for coming up, Miss Josie. I hope you come back again because I don't see enough of you, okay?
I
I see.
will.
Okay, I hope so. I appreciate all of the panel that came up today, all of you who support the channel, who watched, who are in the chat talking, and who are just watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I am going to actually do a members only. This will be my second one. I'm going to drop a link in a little bit for tonight's show because I want to see if, first, I want to see if King does an after show, whatever the recap, if he has anybody to talk to, because I know that we are close to the season finale. Is tonight the season finale or next week? Maybe it's next week. That's a season finale. Either way, I'm going to talk to you guys all again. But I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, let me take you down. I appreciate every single one of you for joining me tonight, rocking with me. Thank you guys for blessing the channel. What is your name? Eat Well 23. Thank you for blessing the channel. And I will see you guys on the next one. I'm also going to drop a review for Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage not DC, Love and Marriage Detroit. I know a lot of people are trying to figure out if they like that show. I actually think that right now it is a good story. I like the players in it, so I am going to do a review for it. But y'all, we're going to keep our eye on everything else. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Layla. She is awesome. I appreciate you for blessing the channel. And I will catch you all on the next one, okay? Bye-bye.